Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So we're going to get into an emotion that we may be dealing with, and we are looking for a way to change that. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If not, don't make it fit. So we have sarcastic and panicked. Not quite sure how those can go together. Uh, maybe we could look at this as, sarcasm used to be something I was involved in a lot, and then I kind of saw it as, hey, this can be uh, a passive aggressive way of saying the truth and just pretending we're joking. And when we look at panicked, uh, it immediately kind of gave off like this self-sabotaging way that we are, uh, like negative self-talk, and we can just be like, yeah, I'm just joking, I'm just kidding, but really it's creating this mindset, this worry, this fear. Maybe that's how we're trying to talk ourselves out of it. Maybe we are, having a lot of worries and anxiety, and we're trying to talk ourselves out of it, but like sarcastically, like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. And really inside, we don't feel fine. We are not feeling okay about the situation whatsoever. And we're trying to play it off like it's not a big deal. Or maybe with others, maybe we are very ungrounded in a place, and we're just playing it off, hey, I'm fine, when really inside we are far from fine. We're not being true. We're not being fair. And I mean, who would want to be uh, go out somewhere with friends and be uncomfortable and uh, try to hold it together? But like, what would happen if I told people? How would they receive it? Are they going to be okay? Are they going to be helping? Or is it going to ruin everyone else's experience? It's not a comfortable place to feel unsafe. Or, well, the opposite for panicked is safe. And then sarcastic would be direct. So, actually viewing it, why don't we want to view it? Is it just that going back to that friend thing, or maybe a romantic partner, family, coworker that, hey, I don't feel comfortable, and we don't have a safe place to share that? Are we unsure? I mean, granted, we would all like to turn it off, but normally there's something embedded underneath there that is creating this, that is guiding this. And then it gets so unbearable. And when it gets so unbearable, there's probably a sign there. There's a reason. Maybe we've been trying to. Instead, we just try to turn it off. We try to play it off like it's no big deal. Eventually, anything in life, any emotion, any experience is going to get louder and louder until we finally see it. So we can't ever just turn it off and it just goes away and we don't have to deal with it. We have to deal with it. And it's not like a bad thing. It's, don't we want to know why? And when we know why, we can figure it out and rearrange things and make it go away. That, as in, it doesn't happen anymore. I know, I figured it out, and now I can solve it. Uh, well, it all goes back to this, where do we not feel safe in our experience? And sure, it could be places, people, trapping, feeling trapped, or something's going to happen, but there's a deeper cause or a reason inside somewhere that is leading the way. So we'll get into some cards here and see if we can figure out how to feel safe. Being direct is, uh, whether with ourselves or others. Eight of Pentacles, diligence. Well, we're looking at working towards something and sticking to it. So this is always like passing it off like it's no big deal. Yeah, yeah, it's whatever. I'll get through it. I can manage. Uh, don't we want to strive towards focusing on it? And like I said, sure, when it's happening, we're feeling that, and that's where all of our attention is going to go. That is like the symptom of what is the root cause. What is creating this? Ten of Wands reverse. Released burdens. Clearly we would have to release something, yes. But what is it that we're carrying? What are you carrying that is more than our load? And when we hear that, sometimes we're like, well, I'm not really doing much, or I don't feel like I have anything to carry really. I'm just here. Are we pushing ourselves too far? I think it's really going back to this neglect of uh, we're trying to pretend something's not there. We're trying to push it off like it's not a big deal, like it doesn't really bother us, like it doesn't have control over us. Knight of Pentacles, commitment. Back to this commitment. When I think of the Knight of Pentacles, is that, yeah, in the Knight of Pentacles, the original card, uh, he's just kind of there holding a pentacle, and it's balanced. And I picture it as like, hey, say I'm trying to fix something, and I'm having like, or build something, whatever, and I'm getting really frustrated and I can't figure it out. Let's put this in this aspect, and then this knight's there. And it's like, hey, it's right here. Like, say I'm like rooting for a part or something, or I'm trying to figure this out and I can't. And then this other guy's like, hey, it's right here. It's not that hard. I'm not saying that, obviously I'm sure we've tried here, but it's coming off as like, hey, it's a lot simpler than we may see. And when we get in these emotions, obviously they take control. They are all we are experiencing. All we're focusing on is how to stop it. We are uh, completely consumed in it, and we can't see that guy with the pentacle. We can't see this other avenue, this other option. And no, it's not. What came through right there is like sedating yourself somehow, whether with substance or distraction to be like, oh, this will make it go away. Yeah, just for the time. Eight of Wands, progress. So we have a lot going on working on it and being direct, not pushing it off. We had diligence, we had commitment, and we have progress. It's obviously it won't happen overnight. We have to get to a place like, say we are working on it, or we're going to start to. It's going to happen because our body's programmed to respond that way. Like if there are certain situations or certain things that we think about and then it triggers it, or however it may be, there is always going to be this run back to this place. But our body, every time it was in that experience, reacted that way. So it's going to start to happen. And then let's not play it off. Let's just be direct with it and understand that, hey, I'm not going to be this way anymore. I'm not going to experience this because I'm working on healing this root cause, whatever it is. Oh, the Hangman reversed. Resistance to see that other way. Like I said, every time it happens, it's going to be difficult unless we start in the very beginning. What is that trigger? Does it start and we're like, uh-oh, it's happening, and it's like, no, it won't, no, it won't, no, whatever, we play it off, and then at that point it's consuming. If we can get it there in the beginning, obviously that would be the best part. But maybe talking about it, you're like, well, if I don't focus on it, it won't turn into something. But deep down inside, you're like worrying every second. It's like, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. You know, uh, trying to just pretend it's not coming, and then it comes, and then it consumes us. Get it in the beginning. Well, the probability has it that this is going to manifest into this. So, what's it matter? I've gotten through all the other situations. Is it comfortable? No. Let's get a hold of it and not resist it. And that other view, what is that other view? That is going to be personal, because whatever situation it is, it really goes back to this this place of not feeling safe. And where do I not feel safe? In my experience. And we always say that the external, I am a victim to the external. The external is doing this onto me, when really it is my insides, my experience in here, how I feel, and I reflect that out. And all the external is doing is proving to me how I feel in here. So in that very beginning, when I try to play it off like it's not going to turn into something, but deep down in my mind, it's that probability still exists, and I'm holding that energy. So the external is going to prove it to me. So let's start at the beginning. A Six of Wands reversed. Setbacks. Every time it happens, depending on what it is and how it's experienced in our waking life, can feel like that. The remembering I struggled a lot with this when I was younger, and it's like, well, I could do this, but then I'm gonna need that to get through this. And I didn't want that to be like a crutch, because, well, that wasn't gonna fix the problem. Say a pill, or if I had a drink, like, it wasn't gonna make it better. I mean, it would make it better, but then I would be dependent on that when that happened. So that was very difficult, because I would have punished myself. And it was at a point that I had to make a decision, and I was being like, I have to figure this out myself, because because that's not going to fix it. It might make it feel better or go away, but it's not going to change this. It's still going to be there. And really, where is this? And I really didn't talk about deeper metaphysical stuff, but if you actually look at your energy and the experience and who's in your space, or what's taking place in this space, there's a lot of signs, there's a lot more messages, like your body's rejecting something. And sure, it might be something basic, like interacting with people or going certain places, but why do you not feel this? Where is that going back to? What took place? And can have something to do with energy of something that happened way back when that created this, and we may not remember, but it manifested into now this behavior, and this, all these wands that we're carrying. What is it that is leading this game? So I look at that setback as, like taking the easy way out, and that's fine at times, but we're not going to get anywhere. It's just a band-aid. We're just pushing it off till another day, and the impending doom's coming. It is. We know that, and uh, just to get through a situation, sure, it has a benefit, but it's never going to go away until we look at it and be direct with it. I'm going to leave this here. These things are difficult. Happy to help, depending on if you're open to it, but to really get through it, we got to be open with ourselves, and do a little digging, be vulnerable, and not like in a mushy way, or a baby way. It is like, what really caused this feeling of unsafe, and dig in there a bit. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.